Hey YouTube, it's Erica, and it is Friday, June 7th, 2013. I'm back for an update. I'm not going to keep track of the weeks anymore. I'm over a year out. I had the vertical gastrectomy on April 26, 2012. I started off late March at 228.3. Day of surgery, I was 215.6. And as of today, toggle back to my spreadsheet, I am 138.0. So since surgery, I've lost 77.6. Since my high weight, I've lost 90.3. And so other stats, body fat has always been kind of my ultimate goal. It's not so much the number on the scale, although I didn't really like it when I was getting into the 140s again, as ridiculous as that might sound. There's just this irrational fear that 140 leads to 150, 150 leads to 160, and all of a sudden I'm going to be back up to 200 or plus. And so that's a really scary thought. But anyway, so body fat's always been my goal, and it's been, the goal has been 20%, and I haven't reached that yet. When I saw my surgeon last, I told him this, and he said, well, initially he said that my goal should be like 125, 130, and he said at that weight, I would be technically still at a healthy BMI and not too thin. And he said also, a year after surgery, people typically gain back about 10, 15 pounds. And so he said to give yourself a little bit of a cushion, he said that I should kind of try to under or over lose, I guess, and get a little bit thinner than I'd like, just so I have that cushion, so I end up ultimately where I want to be. So that being said, I told him what my scale at home said my body fat was, and he kind of scoffed, and he said, you know, that's just one of those cheap scales, albeit, actually mine I got, retail it was like 150, and I think I got it for like $30 or $40 online because I'm a deal shopper. But anyway, so mine was retailed at 150, and he said that it's still kind of a cheapy thing and it's not very accurate and it has a very high margin of error. And his office has one that's like $2,000, so he's like, come in whenever, because I was at a remote office, not his main office in San Francisco, and he said, come in whenever and we can measure you at the office and it'll be more accurate. So after the video in February, I went into his office and they measured me, and not only was it a little off, my scale was a little higher. And when he scoffed at me, it was kind of saying, well, actually, he said, I don't think your body fat is that number, and it was like 24 point something percent. And actually, the day that I went to his office, my scale measured me at 24 something, and his scale measured me at like 21 something, which was so exciting because with a lower body fat percentage, number one, I'm closer to the goal of 20, but it also means that my lean mass, based from my scale weight, is higher, and so it just means that in general I have more lean mass to burn calories. And I think when I went into his office, when I calculated what my goal would be, it meant like I had to lose 2-3 pounds of body fat, and I was like over the moon with that. Although, so that being said, I basically adjusted my calculations by assuming that the rate of error between his scale and my scale would remain consistent, meaning his scale was 89.3% of the percentage my scale was. So that means every time I weigh myself on my scale and I get a body fat percentage, I multiply that by 89.3% to get to a number that I think his scale will give me. Since his is $2,000 and has a very small margin of error, why wouldn't I take that number? So anyway, I don't know if when I go back in and can redo it, then I can evaluate whether that calculation is consistent and I can continue to apply it. But I'm a nerd. We know this. And so that's what I'm doing. And that whole explanation may have been confusing for some people, and I'm really sorry. But anyway, so as of today, my scale reflected that my body fat was 24.3%. So with the margin of error, it means that my actual body fat percentage is probably around 21.7%. So my lean mass calculates to 108.07 pounds, and that means at 20% body fat, my ideal weight would be 135.09. and so it means I have 2.91 pounds to reach until I get to goal. So that's pretty cool. So that's my update on scales. That was a fun fact, and the next time I go in, it'll be exciting to see if these continue to be accurate numbers. But let's see, other things going on. Oh, one thing I thought was interesting, I don't think I mentioned it in my February video, but around that time I thought I would. I recorded a video a long time ago, I think like last summer, that I had like a little nod thing in my wrist from the IV, and at some point in time, within the last 6 months, it went away. So I wasn't super concerned about it, but still, for anyone who like worries about that kind of stuff, and I don't know, it went away. So whatever it was that happened after surgery that caused it to kind of clump up, and the tissue broke down, and it's fine now. So that's one thing. Hair loss, I think I've seen a couple of videos recently about hair loss. Mine's growing back. I think I mentioned this in the last video, it continues to grow back. So that's no longer an issue, although like I have a lot of frizzies and stuff because I've got lots of hairs that are about that long. Because I think it started growing again around November, so that's when a couple months after that, I noticed that I was getting a lot of hairs about this long, and now they're longer. So that's a good thing. I'm not taking biotin anymore. Mostly, I'm looking over here because I've got a bottle that's sealed and I bought a while ago, but it's sitting in here, and the one in the bathroom's empty, and I just keep forgetting to come and get another bottle, so I'll probably start taking that again. If it doesn't, I don't think it hurts me, so, but I am taking a high potency multivitamin once a day, not taking a B supplement, I take omegas, but I'm not honestly regular about it. So the only thing that I'm taking absolutely every day, unless it's a fluke day, is my multivitamin. So, and then calcium. I'm taking a calcium supplement in the form of chocolate wafers. I think I mentioned them a long time ago. They're delicious, and I'm able to control them mostly because I don't want to OD on calcium. So, and maybe in another video I'll bring them over and show those. Let's see, other things. I was going to mention it back in February, yet another thing that I'd forgotten to say. It hasn't been an issue anymore, though, and that is I was finding that every little time I ran into something, I was bruising a lot. And so I'm not sure why. I'm guessing it was a nutritional deficiency of some sort that's regulated itself. Yeah, I would have random bruises all over. And the funny thing is, I went on a business trip about a month ago, and I biffed it. Like I wear ginormous heels. People know me by my stilettos, and they're ginormous. And it wasn't actually the heels' fault. It was me being a dummy and trying to run downstairs with like a suitcase and a backpack and a purse. And I tripped and smacked my shin against a railing really hard, and in fact, the skin kind of scabbed slightly on the outside, but there was no bruise. And it smacked really hard and it hurt, but there was no bruise. And that's what I was used to previously, is that I'd hit myself in random places and rarely bruise. But all of a sudden I found, maybe between December and February, which is, I don't know, however many months after surgery, that I was bruising a lot. So thought I'd mention it in case people are around that, like, let's say, 8-month point or so. That was my experience. I don't know what else to talk about. I did do some body measurements, and there was a request for body shots. So I'm going to do that. Let me just read out the body measurements. I'm not going to compare it to the last time I did body measurement videos, but I'll just compare it. From now on, I think I'm just going to compare it to where I started and just say how many inches I've lost in total. So natural waist is 29 inches. I'll say where I started. I started at 40 inches in the waist, so that's huge. Lost 11 inches, nearly a foot around my waist. Lower abdomen, around the pooch area, is 34 inches. I started out at 44.25, so I've lost 10.25 inches. Hips are 39.5, and I started at 49.5. So I've lost 10 inches in my hips. Upper thigh is each 22.25 inches, started at 29.5, so I've lost 7.25 inches in each thigh. Left and right calf both started about 14.5, I'm sorry, are now 14.5, started at 17.5, so I've lost about 3 inches in the calves. My neck, I am 13 inches, started at 15.5, and so I've lost 2.5 inches in my neck. And then waist to hip ratio, so you take your waist measurement. So for me now, it's 29 inches divided by 39.5 inches is a ratio of 0.73, and this is kind of a health indicator, and I think women need or should have it under 8. And pre-op, I was 40 inches in the hips, 40 inches in the hips, 49.5 inches in the hips, 40 inches in the waist. I'm really tired. I have been working my butt off this week and have barely gotten any sleep the last few nights. So 40 inches in the waist, 49.5 inches in the hips. So the ratio before surgery was 0.81. So that's a pretty good improvement. So I'm a little more hourglass than I used to be. Okay, so those are the measurements. Let's do some body shots. Now I'm wearing a dress. I'm not actually going out. I got this in the mail. It's new, and so I thought I'd show it off. It's cute, and it's pretty. Hopefully, you can see my body in the dress. Okay. And I've got so much crap back here. Oh my gosh. Okay. I don't know how to move this chair out of the way. I don't know how well this is gonna work because I've got so much crap back here that I can't even walk. New dress. I think it's pretty hot. And I wish I could move back a little bit, but I can't. I don't know if that shows. I'm not a very good angle there, but that's alright. That's where I am. And that's it. So, yeah, I'm very happy. I'm doing really well, and I hope you all are doing well. And I'll be posting a video very, very soon. Yay. Oh, I guess I should speak about, sorry. I'm just so sleepy, and I've been working out as well as working. I've been working out like crazy. In fact, I need to take a little bit of a break from working out. Let me look at my calendar. I'm starting to. Why isn't it so open? Shoot. Please don't fail on me. So I started logging my weight as well as my working out again. So starting with Sunday, I went on a hike, which wasn't super intense, with some friends. Monday, I don't really remember the beginning of the week too well, but Monday night I think I took a spin class. Tuesday night I took an awesome combination of classes, a spin class at 5:15 and then to 6:15, and then I took a 45-minute break, went to Whole Foods, got a snack, and then came back and took a conditioning class at 7 to 8. Came back home and then showered and stuff and ate and then worked until whatever hour. And then, so I'm starting to make a priority, even though it means I have to go to bed later. And this week was just an abnormally heavy week for work. Even if it means I have to go to bed later, I'm like, I need to leave the office 4:35 to go to the gym and just get a good, nice workout in, and then come home and work. I mean, our company's pretty flexible, so why not? And I get there earlier than everybody else for the most part anyway. So Wednesday, I did a cycling class in the evening, and then I had like half an hour, 15 minutes. I think it was 15 minutes. And then I did an abs class, so that was pretty good. And at that point, I'd been taking cycling classes last week as well. So by Wednesday, we were doing some things in plank, where you're kind of doing mountain climbers in a plank position. And my legs were so shredded from all the hiking and cycling. I like, it wasn't even an energy level. It was just the muscles were like, no, we're not, no more. And then tomorrow I plan on either cycling or swimming in the morning. I haven't decided which. And then there's a kick-ass workout about 10:30 or so. which is like a overall conditioning class, and then I'm going on a hike with a friend on Saturday. And then I don't know what I'm going to do on Sunday, but I plan on keeping some of this in my routine and just sampling out different classes. I'm really, really liking the classes at the gym, but like I said, I got a little bananas, and honestly, it sounds really stupid. I've gotten so narcissistic that one of my motivations to go to the cycling class is so that I can look at myself in the mirror. Because I like how I look in workout clothes on a bike, and I'm like, yeah, I'm hot. It's nice to look in the mirror and be like kind of surprised. So I can't believe I'm even admitting that. I admitted it to my mom, but that's one of my motivations to get to the gym. Hope that continues. But anyway, that's about it for now. I hope everybody's doing well, and hopefully I'll come back with a video where I'm a little less fatigued and have more to say. But I'll talk to you soon. Bye.